Okay, how cool is it to have your own band? I mean, that is cool. That is right there. That is cool. Oh, wow. Folks, thank you so much for coming out on a Monday night, kind of cold out there, and spending a little time to be here with me and with all of these folks to talk about our city and talk about where we go from here. I want to thank all of you who spoke from the bottom of my heart. I am honored by all of your words. And I do want to start out tonight with a few thanks that I have to give. And it starts with thanking you for allowing me to serve you as your county commissioner for nearly 7 years now. I thank Mary and Tony and Christopher for being here, for allowing me to be here, for your support and your faith in me, and for all that you've done to make this possible tonight. Thank you. I want to thank Camille and Kyle Blakely, and I don't know where they got to. They're around here. There they are. And allowing their Blakely and Company team to really imagine and put branding on this exciting new campaign. Thank you for that. I want to thank Linda Weiss, and I don't know where she is. She's back here somewhere, and the Colorado Springs Conservatory for your entertainment and for giving me a cool music as I'm coming up here. That is so awesome. Thank you. Thank you for what you do in this community. Thank you. I have to give a very special personal thanks to my family. Got my mom and dad, make me all emotional because they're right here. I've got my sister and her husband. I've got my wonderful family. My boys, thank you for allowing me to be away so much and for loving me and let me do this. To my husband for his wisdom and encouragement. To my beautiful daughter who is somewhere, Emily, for adding campaigning to your class load and your work schedule and doing it with grace and with a lot of love. And I thank you and I love you all. The investment that I'm making in this city is not being done by me alone. This is an investment of an entire team. This is an investment of what is possible, an investment of vibrancy and potentiality, and an investment to do something with steely determination that is far, far beyond the status quo. Have you ever heard anyone say, we can't do that because we've never done it before? I've heard that, and I'm tired of hearing it. I don't want to hear it anymore. Enough of the limits. Let's think together of what is possible for our businesses and families who know how special this city is, and then let's make it happen. We will invest new thinking and new energy. This is a new respect of all people, all ages, from all walks of life. This is a new and never-before-seen approach of thinking regionally. Think about the last time that we had city leadership that was willing to erase the boundaries on a map and think regionally. I have no turf wars. I have no desire to take credit for or control everyone and everything. What I have is a desire to set a vision and lead into success. I believe in bringing out the best in our staff, our citizens, our municipal and county leaders, and to show the state of Colorado why we matter right here in Colorado Springs. I stand before you today as a person who knows that we can do better in the leadership of this city. I believe in the power of relationships and respect. It's my job now to stand before you and raise my hand and ask you to pick me. That's what politics and campaigning is about. I'm asking you to pick me. As I do so, I'll tell you about my experience, my drive, and my desire to fundamentally change the culture of leadership in this city. It is your job to consider the reality of where we've been as a community, where we are today, and where we could and should be headed, and then think about the truth about who can take us there. I love this city. This is who I am. I have lived here for 30 years. I met my husband here, and we are raising our family here in a house we've lived in for 20 years in the Village 7 neighborhood. We want our kids to stay here and work here as they advance in their lives and their careers. I am extremely skilled and experienced in delivering local government services, leading people and managing a very large organization, developing sound policy and eliminating onerous policy while running multiple systems with multiple budgets. My skilled professionalism and expertise in local government administration and service delivery is unsurpassed in this race. During my leadership in the most populous county in the state of Colorado, our average budget has been about $250 million, and we have made real cuts of $45 million during my years. While at the same time, we've increased our credit rating, we've scored an A+ in transparency, and consolidated systems and budgets to handle a $200 million facility backlog without asking you for a tax increase. We have increased service levels and decreased regulations. I have founded or co-founded many initiatives, including the Groundwater Quality Study Group, the Barriers to Business Group that Dave talked about, the Cheyenne Mountain Shooting Complex, an extraordinary asset for our community, the Regional Stormwater Task Force, the Smart Options Initiative, and I was a gubernatorial appointee for the 4th Judicial Nomination Commission. I also serve the Highway Advisory Commission, the El Paso County Board of Health, the Citizens Outreach Group, and so much more. And I have lived through and experienced and led in recovery and response to the horrible disasters that have met our community over these last few years. My platform for this city is built upon 4 pillars: common sense, collaboration, respect, and expertise. These are very simple pillars, but extremely powerful. City leadership will be built on these pillars in a way we've never before seen. I will work daily to provide local city government services to all of you based upon how I would like to receive them. It's the golden rule of leadership. How would you like your leaders to behave? How would you like to be served? How about customer service, efficiency, transparency, dedication, and respect? My contract with all of you will include these 5 key initiatives. Number 1, employment. What regulations, policies, and initiatives will move the needle on jobs and business retention and growth in this community? I am really excited to announce that I've already begun discussions with city council members, some of whom are here and some of whom we're on our agenda, to eliminate the business personal property tax in the city of Colorado Springs. This tax constitutes $1.9 million in annual revenue to this city, but it causes employers to have to play games with inventory instead of focusing on hiring and producing. Imagine if all of us as citizens had to pay annual taxes on equipment and appliances in our own home. We've already paid taxes on buying them. Now we have to pay an annual tax on everything we're using, despite depreciation, despite whether we're using them or not. This is an onerous tax. And this is what they are forced to do every year on their equipment. We will relieve this burdensome tax and move forward with a new, vibrant growth environment for our local businesses because we cannot afford not to. Someone asked me recently, what does it mean to create a job? Think about the producers in our community and the risks that they take. Creating jobs requires a risk. The risks to invest capital and hire staff, to believe in an idea and make it a reality, to educate themselves and become skilled and find a way to make others believe in what they do. The producers take risks and provide jobs and opportunities for others to work and become more than what they were before. And these workers are able to provide for their families and become excellent in their own lives and expertise. Just look at where we are tonight. I chose to announce my candidacy here, not just because of the support that I am so honored to have from Mary and Tony and Christopher and all of the staff here, but because this is where production happens. This is where people and industry and profit happens. This is the heartbeat of capitalism. Leadership in this city must understand and support common sense, business-minded principles. When we look at our planning requirements, regulations, and policies, we must look at them from the perspective of business. All the talk about a job-friendly environment and private sector job creation is meaningless if we are not willing to put ourselves in their shoes and make real changes in the policies which govern business. I will be an active partner in local economic and workforce development. I will consider all ideas and initiatives based on their merit and not based on political favoritism. I will support, thank you. I will support our airport leadership as they make significant changes which will bring back service and employers to our region. I will support tax relief and regulatory relief for business recruitment and retention, not only at the airport, but of course regionally. We must continue to work in every way possible to support our military as they do their global mission right here from our front yard. We must diversify our regional jobs portfolio. Denver just released data showing a $1.8 billion impact from arts, cultural, and scientific organizations. Folks, we have got to diversify our economy and be open to new industry that perhaps we never considered before. I will focus on our vibrant nonprofit industry as the vital partners and economic drivers that they are. Our nonprofits and faith-based organizations fill gaps in service delivery which we cannot fill. And those partnerships are not only invaluable to our community, but must be fostered and enhanced. We must focus not just on primary employer recruitment, but on business retention and supply chain systems. Number 2, infrastructure and budget. I will work with City Council, not against them. Citizens come first, and we must focus on excellence in service delivery. I will convene a week-long budget and systems summit with City Council to examine our collective experience and citizen input to find both efficiencies and waste and make changes to reprioritize where necessary. During my leadership at the county, for example, we reduced 13 departments down to 4, streamlining the organization and doing more with less. My goals in this process will include a number of things, including a shift in funding to road overlays, potholes, we all know that. A discussion of city revenue to see what we can do there. What about the imbalance or possible offset of sales to property taxes to provide more stability in the budgets? How about a discussion of cost savings associated with moving elections to November? I support our locally owned utilities. I also support a community-led, open, unbiased discussion about utilities governance and how to best protect our utilities for the long term. I support an assessment of our information technology systems with eyes on broad-based integration and service delivery improvements through technology enhancements. And folks, I will not push people out and pay them hush money if they disagree with me. Number 3, public works. I will work with all entities throughout our region without prejudice in order to bring the most efficient, cost-effective, and service-enhancing ideas forward. I support open discussions about a regional transit model to include possible additions to the city's sponsored transit vendor list for using PPRTA transit dollars. I support a regional public works assessment, which will include El Paso counties, our cities, and our state. I will engage a full fleet assessment and evaluation of traffic engineering practices. I will not hesitate to sell unused equipment or to partner regionally to gain efficiencies and provide holistic, responsible infrastructure services. Number 4, public safety. This is our home. We must guard and protect our families, our streets, our neighborhoods, and our businesses. Economic development and prosperity have a direct correlation to public safety. I will work with our police chief, Pete Carey, and our new sheriff, Bill Elder, in order to establish a new policy on policing enclaves. I will work with El Paso County and all regional municipalities in a collaborative review of regional emergency management with a focus on prevention, readiness, and recovery. I will support an integrated approach to resource usage and availability. I support a regional, multi-sourced focus on homelessness and poverty. The city must engage on this issue based on ethical, economic, and safety grounds. I believe in and strongly support partnerships which will provide resources, training, and options for our homeless and low-income neighbors. I believe in setting goals of homelessness reduction, vagrancy reduction, indigent care in coordination with law enforcement and the business community for security and realistic connections to service providers. However, I do not support setting an unachievable goal of eliminating homelessness. Now, I do not wish a single person in our region to be homeless and in need, but an unachievable goal of eliminating all homelessness takes away from the energy from significant efforts to realistically move the needle on this issue, and I believe we need to be realistic. I will continue to work regionally with El Paso County DHS, law enforcement, businesses, and multiple nonprofit and faith-based agencies to relieve poverty burdens and increase the quality of life for all of our citizens. I will support and engage the Blight to Bright initiative in order to reduce blight and financial burdens on this city and to eliminate public safety hazards from our neighborhoods. And number 5, parks and planning. Parks are extensions of our homes within our communities. I can assure you that no issue lights up our phone lines, we know this, than parks issues. Those phone lines light right up. And I understand the mandate demanded by our citizens to protect and maintain our parks and trails. I am supportive of the Regional Parks Plan, which has undergone significant research. I support reviewing our available resources regionally and seeking new partnerships in order to provide rich, vibrant, and long-term park services and trail connections. The land use planning and permitting process has a major impact on our businesses and our private property rights in a variety of ways. We must be vigilant in resisting bureaucratic policies which bog down property owners. I will work with regional leaders in order to implement ground-ready planning, which will immediately provide more reliability and consistency for business and development. Property rights must be protected. Regulatory burdens seem to grow exponentially while chilling economic development and business growth. We must resist regulatory overreach and peel back bureaucratic business-busting policy. Planning must be done without prejudice and with businesses in mind. Now, folks, I know I cannot think all the thoughts. I cannot do this alone. I will provide an entire team of leadership and will empower others to lead. I will place this vision at the top and hold myself accountable in such a way that my leadership will work down throughout the organization, empowering others to excel in their circles of influence and in their own specific expertise. I will listen first and talk later. You know, talk less and say more. I believe one of the most important traits of an effective leader is that empowering people around me does not diminish me. It actually helps me to be better. In fact, I want to make sure that people are better than me, that they're smarter than me, that they're more successful than me, and create an environment of growth and success around me. No more fear. No more retribution. No more turf wars. No more status quo. No more secrets or threats. No more vindictiveness or bullying. No more elitism or snobbery. No more closed doors. Where bureaucracy exists, common sense must replace it. Where duplication of services exist, economies of scale must prevail. Where no communication is occurring, a new level of respect and interaction will take place. Where doors are locked and information is withheld, openness and transparency will rule the day. We will serve all people. We will empower people. We will show respect and collaborate. Ladies and gentlemen, we will lead with joy. Now, I had a meeting recently with a gentleman by the name of Curtis Olson, and we were talking about the Blight to Bright initiative, and I talked with him about the joy that I want to bring to this office. He shared some thoughts with me after that meeting that I believe are relevant to morale, productivity, and simply relationships. I want to tell you what he said. He said, joy is felt. It wells up inside of your soul. It's a decision to be joyful, not a tactic or a mission statement. People can impart the characteristics of joy, but joy itself is an outcome. Sadly, some people have never felt joy. Their environment does not encourage joy to flourish. You cannot make people joyful, but you can create an environment and a culture that respects, innovates, perseveres, challenges, and rewards. Many will find joy, others will witness it, and few will flee from it. I could not agree more. Folks, we will fundamentally change the culture of leadership in Colorado Springs. You see, I do not believe that the strong mayor form of government ever intended there to be a holy war between city council and the mayor's office. I do not believe that the strong mayor form of government describes a dictator form of government, and I believe that we all deserve better. We must stop the public fighting. We must stop the bitter divisiveness. We must debate issues with respect and passion, but with an understanding that this community is all of ours. Its success impacts each one of us and our families and neighbors, and we must work together to be better together. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And folks, we have got to change. It is time to change. This city is worth fighting for. And I assure you that I would not be doing this, I would not be spending all this time away from my family if I did not believe that. If there are folks who believe that we've reached our pinnacle, folks who believe we're just fine with what we've got, that we don't need to cultivate an arts economy, new industry, our nonprofit industry, local manufacturing, a young, diverse workforce, then my message, my vision, which is on a board right in the back of the room, is not for them. I'm here to take our extraordinary assets and build on them. Winston Churchill once said, "It is no use saying we're doing our best. You have got to succeed in doing what is necessary." Folks, I am here to be honest, to provide excellence in city service delivery, and deal truthfully with dysfunctional relationships and work to change them. I am not protecting any sacred cows. I am excited about our future, and I ask you to be excited with me, because I know that together we can change the culture of leadership in Colorado Springs. Thank you.